I first watched this Rick and Morty episode years ago. I mean, I was maybe 15, 16 at the time, but I really didn't think about it that much after. And then one day, I don't even remember when, it just hit me, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. Morty lived 55 years inside that game. He grew up, he fell in love, he got married, had kids, he built a life, and then he faced what every single one of us are afraid of, the thing that makes everything else seem so small. He looked death in the face, and he won. And then he went back to the carpet store.
Yeah, that's the difference between you and me, Morty. I never go back to the carpet store.
That line, that one stupid line in a comedy cartoon about a drunk scientist and his grandson. I think about it all the time now because I've done it. I've gone back to the carpet store. In fact, probably more times than I can count. And to be honest, I think a lot of us have. So here's some context if you haven't seen this episode. Rick takes Morty to this intergalactic arcade called Blips and Chitz, and there's this game called Roy. It's a VR life simulator. You put on a helmet, you live an entire human life, birth to death, and when you die, the game ends and you wake up. Morty plays Roy, and he lives 55 years. He has experiences, relationships, dreams. He ends up getting cancer, beats it, and then goes back to his normal life until he falls off a ladder and dies. And Rick, who's seen everything, who's lived countless lifetimes across infinite dimensions, watches this, and his only reaction is disappointment. But not because Morty died. I mean, everyone dies at one point, but it's because of what Morty did before he died. When I first heard that line,
yeah, that's the difference between you and me, Morty. I never go back to the carpet store.
I thought Rick was just being classic Rick. Mean, always criticizing, always thinking he's better than everyone else. But the more I thought about it as I got older, the more I realized he wasn't wrong. The carpet store isn't a place. I mean, in the show it is, but metaphorically, it's a choice. It's the very thing you go back to when the hard part is over. The safe option, the default, the path where nothing is asked of you except to show up and not cause any problems. Morty had a moment, the kind of moment that's supposed to change everything. He was told he had months to live. Obviously, when a doctor tells you that you only have a few months to live, it's not good, but he powered through it and won. He didn't die. Now, do you know how rare that is? To be given a literal death sentence and then not die? That's some miracle type stuff right there. And what did he do with this miracle, you ask? He went back to the carpet store. And then I realized I'd been doing the exact same thing. You see, I first started uploading on this YouTube channel back in the summer of 2023, and I was grinding. I mean, 10 hours a day, every single day, for about 6 months. And then at the end of September, I decided to move out. And this was the worst mistake that I have made yet. I didn't know it at the time, but moving out caused me to finally burn myself out, and it was terrible. But I still haven't fully recovered from that event over 2 years ago. I've actually tried to come back several different times throughout this 2 years, and every time I made a video, I told myself, never again. I'm not gonna let this go to waste. I'm gonna finally change. And I did for a little bit, probably a week or two, and then slowly I went back to the carpet store. Not all at once. It's never really all at once. It's the little things. Saying no to the thing that scares you. Saying yes to the thing that's easy. Telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. That you need more time, that you're not ready yet. These are all excuses I told myself. And then one day you wake up and you realize you're right back where you started. Same patterns, same fears, same excuses. The carpet store. And here's the thing I've realized. To a certain extent, we all do this. Every single one of us. We all have our moments. The breakups, the failures, the losses, the wake-up calls, the moments where we see our lives clearly and swear we're gonna change. And then life gets comfortable again. The pain slowly fades, the urgency fades, and we go back. It's easier to stay. It's always easier to stay. I mean, after all, the carpet store knows you. It doesn't ask anything of you. It doesn't judge you or challenge you or make you feel small. It just lets you exist. And that's the trap. Now, this is the part that nobody really talks about. The part that made this scene go from kind of interesting to I cannot stop thinking about it. As we know, Morty beats cancer, he survives it, and then he dies anyway. But not from cancer. From a ladder reaching for rugs at the carpet store. The very thing that was supposed to keep him safe ended up being the thing that ended up killing him. The extraordinary threat didn't end his life, the ordinary routine did. Think about that for a second. Morty lived lived 55 years, and in those 55 years, the most dangerous thing he ever faced wasn't the cancer. It was the comfort. We think comfort protects us. We think if we just stay in the safe zone, if we just avoid the risks, if we just keep our heads down and don't make waves, we'll be okay. But comfort doesn't protect you. Comfort is where you go to slowly disappear. When Rick plays Roy, he doesn't go back to the carpet store. He goes off the grid. He breaks the game. Because Rick understands is something Morty doesn't. The game isn't about surviving. It's about living. And living, and I mean really living, means never going back to the carpet store. Here's the thing about Roy. It's a game. Morty puts on a helmet, lives a life, and when he dies, he wakes up. Game over, insert coin to play again. But we don't get that. There's no helmet to take off. There's no game over screen followed by another chance. There's no waking up and realizing it was all just a simulation. This is it, right now, today. This is your Roy playthrough. And the question is, are you going to spend it in the carpet store? Now look, I'm not going to stand here and tell you to quit your job. I'm not going to tell you to sell everything and move to Bali or start a business or whatever YouTube self-improvement bros are saying these days. That's not the point. The carpet store isn't about having a job or a routine or a quiet life. I mean, some people's greatest adventure is raising a family. Some people's off-the-grid move is staying in one place and building something that lasts. The carpet store is about what happens after the hard moments. Do you let them change you? Do you carry that clarity forward? Do you keep choosing the scary thing, the meaningful thing, the thing that makes you feel alive? Or do you let it fade? Do you go back to sleep? Do you tell yourself later until later never comes? I know I have a ton of times. That's the choice. And we have to make it every single day. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still figuring this out. I'm not standing here as someone who's escaped the carpet store forever. I'm standing here as someone who keeps catching himself walking back through the door. Right now, my carpet store situation is this YouTube channel. Like I said earlier in the video, I still haven't fully recovered in this 2-year time period. Most of my days recently, I have slept in. I have gone back to sleep. I have done no work. That's my comfortable pattern, distracting myself with things so that I don't have to think about it. So that's why me making this video is my first step. If I get it out in words, out to the public, I have people to keep me accountable, and that's all of you, who I am forever grateful for. But here's what I've learned.
Yeah, that's the difference between you and me, Morty. I never go back to the carpet store.
Rick says this like it's a permanent state, like you either go back or you don't, like it's a one-time decision. But I don't think that's true. I think it's a choice that you gotta make every single day, sometimes every hour, sometimes every minute. The carpet store is always gonna be there. The door is always gonna be open. That safe option is always going to be available. And the only way to not go back is to keep choosing not to, over and over again, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when the comfortable thing is right there, waiting for you. When Morty wakes up from Roy, he's devastated. He's also pretty confused. For a moment, he doesn't even know who he is. He lived 55 years, he loved people, he built a life, and then it was just gone. But here's the thing, Morty's still alive. He wakes up and he's still Morty. He still has his whole life ahead of him. And what does he do? He makes a choice, a hard one, a scary one. He decides to save someone, even though it costs him, even though it's messy, even though it doesn't go the way he planned. He doesn't go back to the carpet store, at least not yet. That's the thing about this episode. He has this experience, living an entire life, dying, waking up, and instead of just moving on, instead of treating it like a funny thing that happened at the arcade, he carries it with him. He makes different choices. He tries to do something that matters. And yeah, it goes wrong. People die. Morty ends up having to kill the thing he was trying to save. It's complicated and painful and nothing like he thought it would be, but he was alive. He was in the game, and he wasn't just reaching for rugs. I sound like a broken record at this point, but 55 years. That's how long Morty played Roy. And according to Rick,
You kind of wasted your 30s, though, with that whole bird watching phase.
I don't know how old you are. I don't know what your carpet store looks like. I don't know what hard thing you've survived or what moment of clarity you've let slip away. But I do know this. You're still still playing. The game's not over yet. You haven't hit the ladder. You haven't seen the game over screen, which means you still have time, which means we still have time. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, not once things calms down, but right now. I don't know if I can be like Rick. I don't know if I want to be like Rick. Let's be honest, the guy's kind of a mess. But I do know that I don't want to keep returning back to my comfort zone. I do know that I don't want to keep letting things slip away from me. And I certainly know that I do not want to die reaching for a rug. And I don't think you do either. So, what's your carpet store? And what are you going to do about it right now?